From a perfectly healthy 4-year-old to stage 4 cancer might seem like a parent's worst nightmare, but that's exactly what happened to the Ringler family and their son Chase.
He started limping on his leg, and I thought, okay, that's kind of strange. Why is my son limping? And took him to the doctor. They did x-rays of his knee. Everything came back fine. On September 28th, he woke up with a stiff neck and then started running a little bit of fever that day, and took him to the doctor, and she immediately sent us down to MUSC. That was the best thing that she could have done for us. Immediately, they wanted to do a CT of his abdomen. They did that CT scan, and sure enough, he had a tumor on his adrenal gland. They were pretty sure it was neuroblastoma. It was the worst of the worst, and we couldn't believe it. So 2 days later, they removed the tumor, and we also found out that it had spread to his bone marrow and also a spot in his skull, so he was considered stage 4. It was the worst time in our life.
After the removal of the tumor, Chase had to undergo many rounds of chemotherapy before doctors will be able to perform a bone marrow transplant. Dr. Hudspeth explains.
What the transplant allows us to do for neuroblastoma is what we've actually already done. Is we've stored away cells from Chase for the future. And autologous, that just means auto, so it means we took cells from himself. Transplant basically allows us to give really high doses of chemotherapy. Normally, if we gave those high doses of chemotherapy, a patient's blood cells wouldn't recover, and so we couldn't do that. But because we have the insurance in the bank, we have a cell stored away, it allows us to really hit the tumor hard with higher doses of chemotherapy. Then we give him his own cells back, so we sort of rescue him in a sense.
With still weeks to go before the transplant, Chase and his family have spent a lot of time here at the Children's Hospital.
We try to live day by day, and when Chase is doing well, we're doing well. And Chase is always doing well. Unless he feels bad today, he doesn't even know he's sick. Obviously, that's not the case. With stage 4 cancer, he's got the battle of his life ahead of him. Cancer is a sickness of the family, too. This affects, we have a 7-year-old daughter, and so just trying to keep her life as normal as possible. Our parents and friends and church and family have jumped in to help us out, so it's the only way we've been able to make it through. And then obviously the great care that he's receiving at MUSC.
The people here are fantastic, and their #1 concern is Chase and all these other kids who are sick.
And even like when he goes down to get scans, they put stickers on the machines, and they make it fun, if you will, and they make it a positive experience, even though he's got all these very critical things happening to him and procedures that are not easy. They make it as easy as possible. That's what I think a lot of people don't realize is the level of expertise at MUSC. There's a handful of places in the country doing stem cell transplants like what Chase is going to receive. What they can do here is truly amazing, and we had no idea until we became plugged into it, what is sitting in our own backyard. People should understand that supporting this institution, it not only benefits this area, but the entire lower region of the Southeast.
Right here today, he's wonderful. He's doing great, but if you stop and think about, he has stage 4 cancer, a 30% survival rate, that'll weigh you down, and you can't. You have to live for today.
On June 5th, Chase successfully underwent his bone marrow transplant. Less than 3 weeks later, he was able to go home. Since the chance of relapse is so high, Chase and his family traveled to Sloan Kettering in New York City for 3F8 antibody therapy in early July. With time, this painful treatment will hopefully help Chase's immune system fight tumors on its own. There is no second chance for Chase. If relapse occurs, there is no cure. Chase continues to fight the battle of his life with strength, courage, and an amazing sense of humor. He is a true champion.